that the man is still in custody of the SSS. And then, just like we also noted earlier on, that these sources also made us to understand that the SSS track his online activity, his identity, his location, and using certain tools to get his geopositioning at that time. Well, he is not the only one into this. And he said that his own men in River State know the missed target. I wonder how a teacher could be doing this. For me, this man is not a teacher. He's not a teacher. He is a political thug. And we must find out the people he worked for. This idea that he's a teacher could be a cover. He must be made to review the people he worked for and those who sent him for this kind of security attack. So it's very disturbing, it's very troubling, if you're in all honesty. And possibly the SSS, because there are many people who are expressing doubts if actually he was arrested or not. They must make true of his arrest by at least showing in one way or the other. But it will only be for interested parties who would want to know exactly the case. We have been told that he was arrested. If you look at many multiple credible Nigerian news reports, we've been told, but just like you said, the SSS did not come out to tell us, but they may make such remark later on. But from credible Nigerian media reports, we are told that he is in the custody of the SSS as we speak now. We are waiting for public confirmation and also explanation of his motive beyond the threatening post he made online. We are waiting for the motive beyond the threatening post he made. We would also follow this to see to its logical conclusion, because in any case, nobody's happy with this development. I've also listened to Mr. President. He's not really happy with this. He believes that elections should not be do or die affair. He has expressed concern about this. But the key thing is we must find out who sent this young man. We are told that he works at Jessica High School in Eliozu, Obiakpo local government. That's the local government of Yeson Wike. I'm not saying that both are related. I'm saying that he is from Obiakpo local government. And the last report we got was that he teaches at Jessica High School in Eliozu. For me, those who are in River State should go to that very school. Even some journalists, they should interview the management of that very Jessica High School in Eliozu, Obiakpo, even the students, to verify actually if this young man, 26-year-old, whether he's a teacher or not.
Okay.
Who they may Sunday Stephen.
All right. Tony, I have to leave it at a point in time. And also, another thing that the story tells is that if the DSS wants to work, whether you think that you can be online and make threats, that they will be able to trace you if they actually want to work and get somebody pinned down for his or her actions.
Yeah.
That's what we can pick up on this very story. We'll go for this very commercial break. Once we return, we're going to turn to other stories in the papers at this very morning. Stay with us.
Udala Radio, 104.7 FM.
Please listen to this important information on your good health. Do you know that many deaths nowadays are caused by ignorance on drug abuse? Do you know that many males and females now resort to the consumption of unhygienic concoctions for the treatment of various diseases? Do you know that some even take their lab results to traditional healers for interpretation? Now listen, abuse of scientific or traditional drug destroys the body system mechanism and it kills. Consumption of expired, adulterated, substandard and unpasteurized traditional herbal mixture could lead to health complications. So detoxification of the body and restoration of the functional organs is always necessary for your good health.
This message is sponsored by Anti-Drug Abuse Incorporated Headquarters, Annex Sunshine Hospital, number 4 Obanye Street, Onitsha, Anambra State, Nigeria. 08033206819.
Drug abuse is an enemy to your good health. Be warned.
Join Anti-Drug Abuse Health Education every Wednesday by 8:45 a.m. on Udala Radio 104.7 FM Onitsha.
Correct gist our people. Udala Radio get better news for now. We don't join hand with one serious mobile gaming company and we carry something big come for Onitsha people. You get phone abi? You like game? You want play with millions of players from different countries, or you just one day play and they win? Then this one now for you. Make you come join our gaming community now. You fit stand chance to make name for yourself as you dey play and they earn. The better you sabi the game, the bigger your reward. If you dey interested, no do yourself or just send text message with your phone number, your full name, your email address. Send them go 0803-350-4206 to register. No miss the opportunity. Now better chance to join something where go sweet and reward you well. All you need now just your phone. You fit there anywhere. They play, they earn reward. Send your details now to 0803-350-4206. I go talk am again. 0803-350-4206. Make we start you up today. Udala Radio. We they always bring una the correct best.
You're listening to Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. You're listening to the Polity. Get involved now.
Okay, are you listening to Udala Radio 4.7 FM? And this is the Polity. My name is Franklin Nebukanda. I'm with Tony Olisambeki. We are bringing you the issues emanating from the papers. We have brought you the headlines this very morning. It's 5 minutes past 10 a.m. Just a reminder to you are live on our Facebook page, Udala Radio 104.7 FM. You can watch the video at the same time, share and drop your comments or at the comment section of that very video. Okay, so Tony, I talked about switching the gears, going to other developments we have in the papers, and this time around, it seems that the CCB has woken up and decided to, beam its satellite on the activities of a certain Chief Justice, or rather Chief Judge, and then Justice Soho. Now, if you look at this very story on Vanguard, where it has a headline that says alleged secret bank accounts, CCB summons FHC CJ, Justice Soho. Now, the story has it that the Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB, has summoned the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, to appear before it following an investigation into an allegation that he operated secret bank accounts. Justice Soho was said to have failed to disclose his ownership of several bank accounts in Naira and domiciliary in the asset declaration form he filled and submitted to the CCB on April 29th, 2024. While 3 of the accounts were allegedly domiciled with the UBA, another account was reportedly traced to him at the Access Bank. Now, we gathered that several civil society organizations, CSOs, mounted pressure on CCB, demanding an immediate investigation of the allegation, and that was why CCB swung into action to investigate this. So, Tony, a Chief Judge have been investigated for a crime, not a crime, okay, it's for an offense that if he's eventually found guilty, maybe his case is sent to the CCT, that is Code of Conduct Tribunal, and he is convicted. He might face up to, he might be bad for up to 10 years from practice, I would say. He might be bad from holding public office for up to 10 years. And he might even forfeit any of the undeclared funds in all the accounts. Now, the essence of this asset declaration is for public officers to ensure transparency and ensure that they live within their means and avoid corruption. So, this case of CCB now, summoning this very judge, how would you put it in the sphere of transparency and anti-corruption fight in Nigeria?
Well, you are saying the Code of Conduct Tribunal or Code of Conduct Bureau, they have woken up from their sleep. Remember, it was a report by Premium Times. That's how it started. Premium Times did investigative report on this issue. So they are acting based on the findings of the Premium Times. So you must first and foremost credit Premium Times before you now say that the Code of Conduct Bureau and either the tribunal part of it, they have woken up from their slumber. Yes, we are talking about the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, and then that position is no small position, if you ask me. Justice So, in fact, that name, while we are advancing the course of the Fourth Republic, that name keeps coming up from time to time. Tehem Besho is the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, the top administrative judge of that very court. And I'm aware that he was appointed or sworn in as the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. That was in 1998, even before this nascent democracy. He became the acting Chief Judge sometime around in 2019. That was when he became the acting Chief Judge, and he also became the substantive Chief Judge sometime around October of 2019. But I'm aware the issue in question, undeclared access in the area of bank accounts, about 3 or thereabouts, $1 dominated, and these accounts are domiciled with the United Bank of Africa, UBA. That's the report the Premium Times made about him. But many people have also questioned a lot of his conduct, especially coming from the bar. Apart from the issue of failing to disclose several bank accounts in his assets declaration form to the Code of Conduct Bureau, as required by law for public officers, which have said the domiciliary and Naira accounts with United Bank of Africa and also the one with Access Bank. I'm aware that the Bureau has summoned him to respond to questions. There are other issues, because there was this allegation that in late 2025, there were questions after he reassigned a receivership case involving ABN Quest Merchant Bank and First Trustees and the Nestle Oil Group. That move drew public charges of bias or underhand dealings from parties tied to the matter, although these claims have not been legally proven and remain allegations rather than court findings. I would want to talk more about this issue of receivership case. And when we talk about receivership case, when companies who are working together or probably investors are not really comfortable with the company they have made investment in, and possibly there is a conflict of interest, sometimes court comes in to set up somebody, a third party, to run the activities of the company to see that settlements are made. Of course, that's what we call receivership case anyway. But I'm not going to talk much about that. But it involves Nestle Oil Group, the one owned by Obi Jackson, and also ABN Quest Merchant Bank, because they have made some investment in that Nestle Oil, and they had thought that certain settlements have not been made. And there was this argument by Sahara reporters that there was a judge. He assigned that very case, and that judge was approached to be compromised. The judge refused, insisted that he would not be compromised, and that case was taken away from him and reassigned to another person. Allegation, still what? Allegation. There was also allegations of picking sides in high-profile matters. I'm just saying these things are allegations. Nobody would say I said. They are allegations, because I remember that there was a time he declined an order to detain the then governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria when that figure was under investigation. Remember, that was during the time of Buhari. And there was also allegation of age falsification, because so many people have been alleging one discrepancy or the other regarding his birth year. Some say he was born in 1955. Some are saying he was born 1959. These allegations are not established anyway, but there are quite a number of important cases. People say that there were underhand dealings. As a chief judge, he's the one that assigns cases. Even the one of Nnamdi Kanu, he will be the one that will assign the case to the judge that will take on that very case. Judges take cases from him. Once complaints are lodged at the court registry, definitely the case, the complaints or the matter or the suit comes before him. His desk, he assigns it to the judge he wants. But I've listened to members of the body have said that they would want situation where these things are assigned randomly, automatically. That software that can help to assign cases, as against the chief judge assigning cases that sometimes these assignments bring up a lot of issues, either corruption, because he knows those who will do certain things in certain cases. That we should have situations whereby some of these things are done electronically, not manually, because we are now talking about facing the way manual handling of things in this country. And I believe I'm one of those who have been conversing that our judiciary system must be completely digitized, and we must have smart courts where processes can be filed online. Some of these things can be done, and where representations can also be done. But that is, by the way, I'm not going to come to that because that's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about is the allegations surrounding the chief judge, John Cho, and he has replied. He has responded that he will honor the invitation, but he said he will be coming around mid-March. The Code of Conduct Bureau has summoned him to come. There are so many allegations, domiciliary accounts, issues of assignment of cases and underhand dealings, and so many things, age falsification. But the critical one has to do with the accounts. I don't know how Premium Times went and started digging some of these things. When people say judiciary is corrupt, there are those who are enabling this corruption. Yes, even members of the bar, even those judiciary workers. You can't just say that judiciary is corrupt, single out the judges alone. They have those they work together with, and that's why people don't believe in that very sector. Low confidence. If you conduct public poll about our judiciary, the confidence level, you'll be surprised what you get. People don't trust courts these days. People don't even go to court. There are those that, unless they are being dragged, they will better tell you they will go to Google. I don't know what Google will solve for them, but that's the way we've seen everything. But then I know very well that the Code of Conduct Bureau, remember, it was the same Code of Conduct Bureau that summoned Onohen. That was how Onohen was removed, because of undeclared bank accounts. Before you know it, the tribunal part of it got an ex parte orders for stopping him from exercising his role as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, not even the Chief Judge. Chief Justice of Nigeria. Before you know it, Mr. President, that's Buhari sworn in another person, and we criticize that because we know that under our law, under the Constitution, there are provisions on how a Chief Judge or Chief Justice shall be removed. That was not followed, but it was a case of ex parte order, which we have explained severally. So that is the way we have seen this. The criticisms are so many.
Tony, you were asking a question on how Premium Times were able to, get access to the information that enabled their report. From what you know, are you aware of any court case or are you aware of any court case or court judgment which was linked to Justice Soho that went against certain interests in government?
Well, if you ask me if I'm aware of any court judgment, because there are those who say that he has been there for the government, making sure that government interest is always protected, is still an allegation. But as for whether there is a case, I'm just trying to rack my memory to find out if there is. Maybe there are some political figures.
You know why I ask this? Because what we have discovered in Nigeria is that many a times, people will have skeletons in their cupboard, and they are there well protected. But the moment they step on certain toes, this information are leaked to people who are going to act upon it, and eventually it's going to lead to their downfall. Like you just mentioned on Onogen, we know how Onogen's case happened. We know how Bukola Saraki case happened too, when he went against the interest of the party to become Senate president. We know how his own case was opened at CCB and CCT, as much as at the end of the day, they were not able to, convince him. But we know how this is happening in Nigeria. That was why this question is coming. But Tony, let's now advance the conversation.
I think I'm just trying, because I remember when PDP made a petition before the Nigerian Judicial Council, or NJC, if I can still recall, where they petitioned the chief judge, alleging that certain politically sensitive cases involving the party were being concentrated before only a few judges. That those judges, the cases involving PDP are assigned to. Why? And they asked question, why would their cases, each time they lodge case or where somebody has taken them to court, that these cases should be assigned to these few judges? I remember that even there was a time Professor Chirodem Kano publicly criticized Cho, claiming he was manifestly complicit in decisions about how politically sensitive cases were being allocated. I'm also aware that there were times, there were so many reported issues, high-profile cases, but even the one of Nnamdi Kanu, of course, they say that the way and manner he handled the administrative issues regarding to his case was something to be studied and to be investigated as well. But in all of this, let's see how this will pan out.
Okay, so we have seen public officials who live above their means, and these public officials are the ones who are supposedly meant to declare their assets before they are, before they get into office, and by the time they are leaving office, they're also meant to declare this asset. Now, let's just run through this a bit before we bring in the next question, which is, if you're looking at the Code of Conduct Bureau, the CCB, it's a body established by the 1999 Constitution, and the responsibility is to ensure or to enforce ethical standard for public officers, and it works alongside the Code of Conduct Tribunal in what they do. Now look at the way it operates. Now, all public officers elected and appointed must declare their assets at the beginning of the office, every 4 years, at the end of their tenure, and then after this declaration, the CCB collects asset declaration forms, verifies the information, keeps record confidential, investigates discrepancies or false declarations, and then on the side of the public officers who are covered in this, talk about the president, vice president, governors, deputies, ministers, legislators, judges, civil servants. Now, what this bureau does is to investigate violations such as false asset declaration, operating foreign bank account for certain officers, conflict of interest, abuse of office, accepting bribes or gift, and what have you not. Then, how does CCB work? It can receive petitions from individuals, civil society organizations, and government agencies. Now, this is where I'm coming to, because that was last year. We had a conference with CCB in Oka, and we asked several questions. Why it takes CCB forever to investigate certain kinds of people, and they said that they can't just launch an investigation until someone files a petition. That's number one. Then in the course of the interaction too, they even told us about how, as a public officer, you are not expected to accept certain kinds of gifts. But these things do happen in the country, and nobody blinks an eyelid. And now we are looking at this case of the judge being investigated. So Tony, what is that challenge we're having with looking at public officers who are living beyond their means? The case of Farouk, the case of Farouk can just resurface. You know how Dangote went on him, disclose how he was able to sponsor his children abroad, asking questions about how he was able to get money to live that kind of life. So why is it difficult for these agencies we have to be able to investigate public officers to know whether they are living beyond their means or within their means?
Well, we have not taken serious or acted seriously about some of these things. There is no doubt. We have not. Well, if you talk about the laws are there. Are they being applied? That's the question. But if you ask me, I will tell you the laws we have, they are not applied. Most times, when a poor man violates the law, you see the hammer, the long arm of the law dangling on the poor man. But when it has to do with a rich man, the law bends. We are told, of course, the law is blind. If you go to some of the courts, you will see the blindfolded woman with the scale, with the knife. Some of these things become just mere symbols, because the knife tells you that the law, justice can be fierce. Then the scale, everybody is equal before the law, but these things are becoming mere symbols. But you ask, most public office holders in this country, I bet you about 95% of them do not live within their means. They do not. Yes, you say that if you go by the code of conduct bureau, these things, we have the law that takes the kind of gift as a public office holder, the kinds of gift you may not even accept as somebody who is serving in the public. If you go out there, wouldn't you see a policeman collecting money? In fact, mandating the tricycle riders, give them numbers each time they give him money. These things, are they not happening before us? Before you move 1 from one place to the other, in most parastatals, ministries, departments, don't you think that you must exchange something with something? I've said it many times that even the 1999 Constitution, if you go by the provisions under the test schedule, part 1 of the Constitution, the CCB, just like the woman told you, or they said to you when you went for that seminar in Oka, that they have to wait for a petition to come before the act. The law does not strictly require a petition to initiate all types of investigation. That's the truth. But they will tell you that you have to wait. What are you waiting for? I know very well that the Bureau has broad powers to proactively examine public officers' sex declarations for compliance with the Code of Conduct and related laws. They have broad powers. And they can also cause investigation without any external complaints or petition. But they will tell you they have to write petition, come with petition. If you know how these things are structured, you understand that the enormous powers they have. But they are politically tilted. There's no doubt.
Now, if eventually that the CCB gets to prove this thing, that the Federal High Court Chief Justice did not declare 3 bank accounts in his asset declaration, what could be the motive why a public officer might want to not disclose certain bank accounts?
Well, the motive could be many things known to the person. Remember, it's not said that if you declare, let me make this thing very public and very, very, very clear. If you're a public office holder and possibly you acquire a new account, you are expected to go and update your asset declaration form. That's what the law expects from you. The law does not say you cannot have this or you cannot have that. But whatever you have in the course of your service delivery must be updated immediately. And when it's not updated, you have run foul against the law. And you know the consequences, which you pointed out earlier on. The key thing is, if you ask me what could be the motive, sometimes it's assumed that the motive is purely corruption, conduit pipe. Sometimes some of these people open these accounts by proxies. They may not attach their names to this account, but they run these accounts. There are many accounts, some of these office holders run by proxies. People manage this account for them. You won't see their name. They use people they have access to the account. In this country, corruption, the way we say it in local parlance, oh my God, or because you notice this one. What about those that would not even use their names to open these accounts, but they have people who open this account for them where they have access to these accounts? Well, when we say that justice in this country is on trial, justice itself is on trial, and justice most times is for sale. Yes, I said most times, justice is for sale, and justice that is on sale is on trial. But we are not indicting anyone anyway. We are not indicting anyone because we're going to allow these people to do their work, but they have not been doing their work. And when they say that they have to wait for petition, that's not what the law says. We know the law. We have the law. We can show them the law. The law is not well applied where it should be well applied. Well, let's leave it and see how it's going to come, because for me, I don't think anything is going to come out of this. I don't know if Joho is approaching his retirement age. I'm aware that judges at the federal court level or high court, they retire at the age of 65. At the appeal court, they retire at the age of 70. Supreme Court 70. But as chief judge, probably his own could be 70. I don't know. But we'll leave it at that.
Okay. At this point, let's go for this very commercial break. Once we return, we're going to open the phone lines to bring you on board. And then, if time permits us, we'll be able to talk about other things that are reported in the papers this very morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
Quality bread, Wendy's bread. For your family breakfast, Wendy's bread. I'll pack it on the yellow, Wendy's bread. Mama, papa, they like Wendy's bread. Chicken and do Wendy's bread. Even children, they like Wendy's bread. Oh, Wendy's bread. Wendy's bread. You get the better tasty, we go sweet your belly. Wendy's bread. Wendy's your body, chama. Wendy's bread.
Wendy's bread, tasty bread. You can contact us on our official address, 2nd Business Park, Enugu Road, GRA, beside Misha, Anambra State. We also have another branch at St. Michael Plaza at Tandy Road. Also contact us on 070-1149-1571. Wendy's bread, your tasty bread.
Wendy's bread.
Correct gist our people. Udala Radio get better news for now. We don't join hand with one serious mobile gaming company and we carry something big come for Onitsha people. You get phone abi? You like game? You want play with millions of players from different countries, or you just one day play and they win? Then this one now for you. Make you come join our gaming community now. You fit stand chance to make name for yourself as you dey play and they earn. The better you sabi the game, the bigger your reward. If you dey interested, no do yourself or just send text message with your phone number, your full name, your email address. Send them go 0803-350-4206 to register. No miss the opportunity. Now better chance to join something where go sweet and reward you well. All you need now just your phone. You fit there anywhere. They play, they earn reward. Send your details now to 0803-350-4206. I go talk am again. 0803-350-4206. Make we start you up today. Udala Radio. We they always bring una the correct best.
Something big is coming your way.
Something extraordinary.
A festival of fast things.
Is Mega Fest 2026 and the Mega Church Silver Jubilee.
Live at the Mega Church headquarters opposite Army Gate, Onitsha.
It's our season of supernatural manifestation.
Do you need a lasting impact and supernatural shift?
Then this program is for you. Come and encounter God who is able to heal, deliver, restore, and prosper you.
Date Wednesday and Thursday, the 4th and 5th of March 2026. Time 4:30 p.m. daily. Friday, all night mega praise and worship. Time 9 p.m. While on Sunday, the 8th of March is the grand finale of this great event. Time 8 a.m.
Come and encounter God via the ministration of Bishop Bolu Martins, Pastor Ozo Jonathan, Apostle Dan Ugu, ministering in songs, Mr. M and the Revelation, and other gospel ministers.
Host Pastor Mrs. Njideka Ifanyigwe.
The pool is said, come and witness the supernatural power of God.
Listen to this announcement. Invitation. Oluchukwu Microfinance Bank Limited Onitsha warmly invites you to her 2026 Customers Forum. This year's powerful theme is Saving Culture, a necessity for business stability. Are you a trader, an entrepreneur, or a business owner? Then this forum is specially designed for you. Join the forum on Wednesday, 19th March 2026 at Bethany House, number 1, Arco Street, Onitsha, close to Holy Rosary Hospital, Waterside. And also on Wednesday, 1st April 2026 at Madonna Parish, Nobi. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Come and discover how building a strong savings culture can secure your business, strengthen your financial future, and guarantee long-term stability. Plus, enjoy insight from financial experts and connect with fellow business owners. And don't forget, download the Oluchukwu Microfinance Bank app today on Google Play Store. Oluchukwu Microfinance Bank, your dream is here. Signed, Management.
Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
You're listening to The Polity. Get involved now. You're listening to The Polity. Get involved now.
Okay, thank you for staying tuned to Udala Radio 104.7 FM. It's 10:34 a.m. and you're listening to The Polity. My name is Franklin Ebekanda with Etolion Sambeki. On today's program, we are going to open our phone lines now to entertain your calls. 0803-221-6973, 0803-827-6694. Please, when you call in, ensure that you are in a very comfortable environment for a good conversation. Good morning. Hello, can you hear us? Okay. Try again. Let's see whether we're going to have a better connection on that very line. 0803-221-6973 or 0803-827-6694. Good morning.
Good morning, Franklin.
Yes, welcome on board.
Good morning, my sister Catholic.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
The voice of honor represents the mayor, Kukuku Mejeji, Udala. Can I go on?
Yes, you can go on, sir.
Yes, first of all, say that things are going in Nigeria in this government. I don't know whether this government wants Nigeria to crumble. Why am I saying this? The NNPC issue, I think everything has to be followed in due process. Yes, because you can see no account from that NNPC. In fact, we don't know how anything is being run in that NNPC. Only to wake up, say, well, is this price? The other day, well, with the other price. Nothing is harmonized. Then, another thing is about the corruption in the judiciary. And I have to ask, if judiciary is corrupt, how can justice come out of that judiciary? Is there anything good that comes from a corrupt judiciary? It is very, very, in fact, I don't know, the government of the law is not fighting corruption. Corruption everywhere. Corruption in the education system. Corruption in NLPC. Corruption in judiciary. Corruption, but corruption in security. But the president is today, and with the other people that is governing, is focusing on 2027 election. Nobody is doing something that will Nigeria make Nigeria a better living for us.
Okay.
So I want to ask our people to please wake up from our voters card already. Then that guy that shot you, let him be done. It's glory and arrest him. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Okay. Thank you for joining. Let's see who we have next here. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Your name?
is Akamere.
Akamere, your environment is a bit noisy.
All right, let me see what you... Hello?
Okay.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on, sir.
All right, I want to react on the guy that said that he was the one that attacked Kido. My speaker has already, say much on that issue. But what I'm saying is this: that man should be investigated to know whether he was the actual one. Maybe he has other people, some who are just trying to sponsor him so that he will do those whole things. And I want to say, on the other side, maybe that man want to show himself, to tell people that he's existing. How can somebody come out? Something that happened at Edo State. You are there in River State telling us that you are the one that instigated the attack. I don't think, let that man be arrested. I want them to let them arrest him. Then let them investigate the matter and know whether actually what happened. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Akamere, for joining. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Franklin. Good morning, Houston.
You're welcome.
It's me, Peter Bianos. I'm calling from Momoa.
Okay, go on.
The truth is that the law in Nigeria is made for the poor. It's not for the rich. Nobody has been held accountable on their offenses, only the poor. Since they say that the true servants are not collecting certain kind of gift, what about those gifts the Minister of Justice given to so many judges in this country? All those lands allocated to them, what are they going to do about it? Let us think ourselves. Nigeria is a fantastically corrupt country. Listen, these people doesn't know what they are just being corrupt and not anymore. I don't see anything come out of this case against this judge, the CCP. I don't see anything come out of this because eventually we still turn up until we don't hear about it again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Okay, 0803 221 6973. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, your name?
Everyone under the gift of my voice this morning. I am Honorable. I'm calling from this wonderful morning.
Okay, go on.
I just want to go to the point and just talk about the guy that claims that he is the one, or that he is involved, or that he is even in charge. Whichever way he puts it, whether that his voice is or I think that he is well. My concern is this. I have no confidence with our Nigerian security system. Up until now, we have never gotten any official report from the DSS if really they arrested the guy or not. We are only getting with our methods of social media and some media houses. Allegedly. This is a serious matter that triggers national concern. Up until now, if there wants to be free and fair with every citizen in this fight against corruption, terrorism, criminality, but now DSS would have an official statement. If that guy has been arrested, if that guy is actually in their custody or not. But believe you me, even if it is true, if the hand of the incumbent government is in that assassination attempt, Nigeria, this case is going nowhere. I rest my case. Welcome to Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you for joining. You can as well make your input through 0803 827 6694 or 0803 221 6973. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. We can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Penny Shukunasa.
from Okobo and Delta State.
Go on, sir.
Yeah, I want to talk on the issue of the young boy that claimed that he was the one that was responsible for the attack of Mr. Itobin and other ADC members at Edo State.
Go on.
The truth is that I think this is the real opportunity the DSS have to find out exactly and to question the young man, to investigate, to know exactly who is responsible for that attack and those that are sponsoring him for that kind of attack. Because if we continue like this, that means that the life of the opposition are in danger. And secondly, I think it is the opportunity of the Edo State government to work hard to tell Nigeria that truly that Edo State that they don't really know exactly what happened during that attack. So they need also to work with the DSS completely to ensure that the young man expose those people that are behind that kind of attack. Because if we did not do completely to find out exactly what happened, I bet you that means that as we are heading to 2027 election, that more attacks may come. But if they use this one as a point of as example, so that other youth that allow themselves to be used as a thought to be attacking or to be killing or to be carrying about box during time of elections, those people, they can be able to learn a lesson from this young man. So all I'm saying is that the state government, they don't need to keep quiet. If they literally know that they don't know exactly what happened during that attack, let them also work hand in hand with the DSS to find exactly the people that sponsor that young man, so that the young man can expose more and tell Nigerians more people that are responsible for that kind of attack. Because if we leave it like this, I bet you many people will be attacked in fusion, but we don't play to be so.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is George. Good morning, Mr. Suka. I will say that I will appreciate the president on the decision concerning the NMPC, because I don't really understand that how can we have a country that a few set of people will be in charge of our commonwealth, they go and sell and remit the one they will remit and share the one they will share within themselves and in the name of their paying themselves salary. You see, anything they are doing, I know that why sometimes Nigeria problem is very dicey one is that people are thought that that money now come direct to the account of the government. They are still going to lose the money. They are still going to spend the money in a reckless way. But all we are saying that let the right thing be done. Because I don't see any, I don't see even the way. I don't even know the people that accept that from the NPC that they will have the right to go and sell our oil that belongs to we all. After saying you now remit the one that you remit and keep the remaining one for your own use. Why the common man in the street? I've not seen even a 1 square meal that you are seeing the money to making sure that your people must be paid. Why there are some teachers and there are some government workers that is facing salary difficulty, but you are make a provision that there's a month that once you say, oh yeah, there must be a provision that your people must be paid, the welfare of the people must be taken care of. Let them face what other ministries are facing. Let them face what other government parastatals are facing. So they're not supposed to even have that right of doing that, because that is where the corruption is coming from. Talking about the young man about with Titobi, like what my friend just said now, let them set him an example. At least where he's going to be in the invitation for Nati next day after the election. And of course, I know that he's fully motivated by some politicians. The issue of say whether he's seeing the anger, you have anger on who? Anger on P2B. What is the business? You're busy being the president of Nigeria. What's the business of P2B? So you are told that if you truly want to show anger, don't to show this anger to the people in government, not P2B.
Okay.
Because every decision and every thing that we are facing, it is coming from the government, it's coming from the APC government. So let the anger be on them, not P2B. So it's sure I believe that there's something motivating him more than what we are seeing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh. Hello, good morning.
Chief Dr. Tim Tony Obunda, good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nebuka. Good morning.
Yes, go on, sir.
I am getting Ezra Patego, cruising the envelope from Osimogo.
I wonder why those who voted coup against Mr. President Buhari, Tinubu, they were not so difficult in being apprehended. In the same country, Nigeria, some persons planned coup against the P2B and the ADC. And somebody has been warned of what was going to happen. He wasn't alone. He said, we told him. He has been able to be apprehended. The first person has been apprehended. He admitted. Those who are his accomplices, where are they? Why are Nigerian security agencies finding it difficult to arrest others? But those who planned the coup against Tinubu, by now, 80% of them were arrested. In few days, the rate of P2B and ADC, they are still dying. Now something is pushing out there. Let the security agencies do fast. Let them approach it with the content it deserves. Let them not be biased in this process to arrest those people who were marginalized and sponsors of the attackers of ADC and P2B. They should not be telling us or be telling about it. We are getting annoyed. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, all right. Good morning. So Tony, quickly, would you say that security agencies are dilly-dallying when it comes to arresting those behind that very attack on Obi and others in Benin City?
Well, you have to. If I say they are dilly-dallying, you have to bring evidence or proof. But one thing for sure is that there is somebody who has made claim of being responsible for that very dastardly act. And as we have it, the person is in custody, bringing out useful information. We know very well that everyone condemns violence. As a president, he wouldn't want violence, he wouldn't want eruption of chaos anywhere, because it won't spare good for your government. So I believe that's more reason the president is committed to ensure that violence does not reach its ugly head. I wouldn't want to politicize this, because the issue of security for me, I have always said, cannot be politicized. Nobody should politicize security. So we must give credence and also ensure that the SSS that has made arrest, they should do diligent work, because there could be orders. The young man said, we. Who are the we? So they should find out more from the young man and publicly communicate to the to the society and the public.
Let's take one quick call. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there? Okay, I think we have to go to see who is ready for us this very morning on the other line before we get to wrap up. Of course, those who posted on our Facebook page, we are going to acknowledge your post. Just give us a moment. We are going to be on that very page. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome on board.
Good morning, Franklin. Good morning, Ogada.
Good morning. Odema.
And then about Pakali. That is by the way. And then about all this rigmarole politics going on. We are not getting it right. Out of P2B's case, I think there is much more to it than meets the eyes. My name is Udala. I'm reaching from Udala, Delta State. There is much more to it than meets the eye. It got to be thoroughly investigated, and we know exactly where it started, how it started. It didn't start midstream. From what one of the corporates said, it didn't start midstream. Let's find out. And Obama must be asked some questions. His hatred was too deep. What's his headache? They have to find out from him. Luckily, he wasn't in university with Peter, so he won't say maybe he started his girlfriend or anything like that, but his hate is too deep. That is why when we start this film, we must start to check properly. Nene nyofuma, iwe moka mwa kalila, kalina mundu obobi apokapa seja, That's not correct. It can't be. If we are about to worry to Benin, it's quite some distance. Now, we remember Port Harcourt election, how it went. It wasn't the best. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, Tony, let's go to our Facebook page now quickly. Sabasina Igwe from Ugwabobosi, he said, it's really unfortunate that we do say that power belongs to the people, but today power belongs to the elite based on the extent of political propaganda of Yeson Wike. And he's asking which way Nigeria, and he says, well, let's keep our fingers crossed open for better tomorrow. Dr. Mrs. Simo Olebara from Owerimo State says, so Wike has the power now to determine who wins the election. Power now belongs to Wike and not the people again. Some of our leaders are just playing on our intelligence. We cannot keep quiet and watch our democracy go down the drain. If we don't speak out against evil in this country, it will continue. Politics is about joyfully rendering quality service to the people. And then the next one we have is from Zakwa Celestine. He says, the suspect arrested behind Peter Obi's assassination attempt at Benin City is working for someone and just using teaching for a cover-up and must be made to unmask his sponsors. If not, it goes the way of business as usual. Then Dandola says he posted from Awado Bus and he says, speaking about the DSS arresting the suspect behind Obi's saga at Edo State and alleged threats from River State, as we all know that this administration can do anything just to make sure that there is no strong opposition in 2027 election. I'm telling you that this arrest might be an audio arrest just to make headlines, just for formalities. It will never hold any water, and he whips for Nigeria. Okoyang Laker, thank you for watching and following all the way from Umoji. And there's Ubikani Wog Valentine says, I like the way you people analyze issues. Okay, thank you for following us from Obahoakiti. So Tony, quickly, we are going to wrap up with this very one. We have seen Shiite Muslims in Nigeria protesting. In fact, between Saturday and Sunday, there were protests in Bauchi, Gombe, Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna, and Yobe State. And yesterday, it was in Lagos. Consequent upon that, the U.S. has issued a travel advisory to their citizens in Nigeria saying, be careful, do this, and don't do that. And we're trying to put into perspective what the Shiites are doing. Do you think that the actions will in any way send a message to the U.S. that Nigeria is somehow in support of Iran?
Well, we are not supporting Iran. And possibly they know very well that we have Shiite Muslims here. And they have their headquarters, their supreme leader, who has been killed. So it's understandable that they are doing their things, they are doing their processions. Of course, the U.S. Embassy has issued a directive, advisory to its citizens in this country. We follow it up. But in any way, that does not mean supporting Iranian. So I understand at the same time that the Foreign Affairs Ministry has also issued statement on this ongoing war. I saw a post made by Yusuf Tuga, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, where he urged for restraint, urging the parties involved to toe the line of dialogue and also peace. Before now, I remember there was a time when Israel attacked Hamas. There was a statement coming from our foreign ministry. I criticized that very statement. And I said that Nigeria is not aligned when it comes to international politics. We are not aligned. We don't align to any bloc. So we must pose ourselves in that manner. Because if you look at that one, it was as if we are condemning what Israel was doing in Hamas. You must urge restraint. That's exactly what happened now. I don't know why it took the shape of the one it's taking now, because of the pressure US has exerted on us. So it's important that we must tread with caution as far as international politics is concerned.
Now, I mentioned that already, that Iraq has attacked not less than 15 countries, throwing arms and ammunition from here to here. And guess what? I learned that last year that Iran, signed a deal with Russia. That same last year, or rather, this one is still ongoing. That's a deal that China is trying to finalize with Iran when it comes to anti-ship missiles for IRGC Navy. Now, these two countries have condemned what is playing out now, but they have not in any way, declared whether they're going to join or not.
They will not join.
Now, but
they will not.
Where I'm going to now is, with the killing of the Iranian supreme leader, do you think Iran is going to cave in sooner than later?
Of course, they will cave in. The new supreme leader, Arafat, has said that the time for negotiation is over. That is going to be fire for fire at this point. And I listened to Donald Trump yesterday say that this war will just last barely just 1 month. That they are also targeting quite a number of people. We've seen about 49 Iranian leaders killed already. Of course, we know very well that they are not in any way playing aloof to Iran capabilities, their nuclear capabilities. If you, just like you mentioned earlier on, Iran has attacked quite a number of countries like Qatar, Iraq, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. They have attacked some of these countries, but they are targeting the US facilities in these countries. But they also are aware of Iran's capability. You've seen how some of these countries have intercepted their missiles, intercepted their drones, listen to Bahrain, and they have made a joint statement on this issue, condemning Iran for targeting them for nothing and all that. So Iran will cave in. And for me, it might not really be up to that 1 month. They will cave in, and what US is pushing is regime change and to also take over Iranian oil facilities.
All right,
they say it's not for regime change, but we know very well. I listened to Marco Rubio, I listened to Hexet, I listened to all of them yesterday, but I know what they want.
Okay, so we'll take it at this point, and we thank you for joining us on today's program. We also thank you as you keep, being there for us as we are approaching the day we're going to mark our 1 year anniversary. Ever since we came on air as Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Of course, if you are in tune with things, you know that 21st of March is the D-Day. So, thank you for always being there for us. My name is Frank Nebeka. I was with Tony Olisambeki on this very show. Good morning.
A city of movement. A city of trade. A city of heritage. From the rays of the sun to the radiant glow of the river Niger. From the echoes of Ose Market to the silent prayers rising from the basilica. This city beats like a drum, loud, proud, and enduring. And the drum finds its rhythm right here on Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Before the bridges came, before the city stretched its arms to the sky, there was a voice carried by the great Niger, whispered in the winds that danced through the Obunike caves, a voice that told the stories of kings, traders, warriors, and dreamers. That voice still speaks. That voice is us. We are Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.